Yeah.
Yeah, because there really is a science to it. But the thing is, they don't tell you the science. You have to talk to somebody like you that knows what that formula is. And you're like, oh, okay, that makes kind of sense. I get it now.
And
I know.
are you able to know, like, if you do this, it's going to drop 10?
No.
If you do this, 20?
So
There
what's
is
crazy,
no-
and this is another little thing, I try not to ever get mad at the local lenders that I love so much, but they have these simulators, and they quote them like scripture to clients. You know, and they're best guesses. Like, if you pay this or this and this, and we dropped it, you're up 50 points. I've never, in fact, I'll give the next lender $100 if they're actually on the money, because they're not. Sometimes it's the opposite. And what's scary about those is they're predictors, and you're telling someone to take $6,000 of their money to pay off these things. And what if it doesn't help, and now they don't have the money for the down deposit on the house or something? So I'm like, okay, let's do more of a. Let's talk facts, right? We know that 35% of the FICO algorithm is payment history. We also know that 30% is the utilization of credit. So just knowing that 65% of your FICO score is that, with the diversification being 15%, you can manipulate things by just the knowledge they do share so that you're not riding on 6 points.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Or 7 points and stuff like that. So I would prefer to work in what they are willing to share than the idea of what could happen.
Yeah,
based on not very good science.
Is there a tier system of what you would say is excellent credit, then regular, and then low? What are those scores? Like, what's considered low, what's medium, what's high?
So it's so fascinating. So the FICO score itself, fascinating to me, which is like, again, shows what a geek I am, because not everyone thinks this is that fascinating. Okay, that was odd. But the FICO score has like 9 different versions of itself, right? So what an auto FICO considers to be excellent, a mortgage FICO doesn't necessarily. And then your bank and credit cards have different FICO scores. So truly in the mortgage world, because I think most people care about that probably the most, if you have a 700 FICO or higher, you're golden. 720, frankly, is really the magic number on a lot of refinances. There's nothing that a 720 couldn't do that an 850 can do.
Awesome.
So yes, it's kind of fun to be like A++++ student, but really an A- is just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So what would a C student be? What's their number?
So the 6s, mid 6s. But again, I'd argue that some of the best life like I would say, but well-balanced lives are in the high 6s.
Yeah.
They don't have a ton of debt. They're not living paycheck to paycheck. They use the credit to their advantage. You know, they're not living in a bad place.
Yeah.
They have, a little bit more. That's kind of like in college when I felt like C's really didn't affect me that bad. Like, it was like actually the amount of work that I had to do to get the A versus the C, and look how much fun I was having.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, so in all seriousness, I think the mid 6s is pretty